No, who's he?
Well, Elon Musk gets $8 million a day from the government.
Wow.
And his programs, I mean, what he started, it's all government finance. That's what I mean. He gets other money too, but he also gets $8 million a day from the government. So it's for anything. I mean, millions and millions of businesses every day get money. And it's big, small. And I think what's more important for businesses and entrepreneurs is not so much the money, it's the expertise. You know, particularly if you have a small business or thinking about a small business, to me, what's more important is, you know, everybody could say, give me a lot of money and my problems will be solved, but they won't actually, because you don't know how to fucking spend it. And that's important. What we need when we have a bright idea is help to find out what tools are out there to help us implement that idea. And what happens, an entrepreneur will go to the internet and they go to Google and they'll go put maybe grants for business or something like that, and they'll literally get 200 million websites. And because you have 200 million people on the internet want to get money from you because you have a problem. And that's what the internet is. That's the epitome of capitalism. That's what capitalism is about. We solve problems of people, and people pay us to solve the problems, and that's good stuff. But there's another section of our economy that people don't know about, and that's what I call maybe the giving economy or the community. In other words, we also live in a community where we have an instinct to help each other. So there's, and that's a huge section of our economy. That's why they're able to give out entrepreneurs $8 million a day just to one entrepreneur, because we feel that they're going to help the economy, okay, and help the rest of us. And we vote to have those programs, and but they're not advertised, so people don't know about them. Rich people find out about them, and that's how I learned. The rich people taught me. I was helping Fortune 500 companies grow their businesses and buy businesses, mergers and acquisitions. And I was in Washington, this is like 50 years ago. God, there were programs for all these things that businesses want to do. I said, what? You know, I'm from Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, a little coal mining town. I had no idea about these programs. And it was just such a pity to me to see, you know, people who didn't need money were getting all this money to, I felt I was helping millionaires become billionaires. And that wasn't fun after a while. After I learned how to feed myself, then I felt, God, the people who really need this stuff should know about it. And then I started devoting my life to that, and it was books. But people don't read books, particularly people who need money. They don't have time to read books. They're scrambling to stay above water. But it's really to educate the general public about what this country has to offer them, no matter what they do in life. You know, there's help, but they're not trained to get it. They're trained to go and spend money to solve their problems. But the people who help you with your problems, and by the way, the problems, the amount of money available is 40% of everything in our economy is people giving you free money. That's 40%. I mean, that's huge to me. 60% is capitalism, 40%. So you look at the economy, it's like $20 billion or something, trillion, sorry, billion, trillion, who the hell cares? And, you know, about 6 trillion of that or more is giving away money to help people, you know, and to help the society. So the same way, just we have a fire truck or you know, a fire station in town. We have a house on fire, we call them, they can put it out, don't charge a nickel, right? Just think if you had to go to Google to get a fireman. First of all, they're going to ask for your credit card first before they put out your fire. Well, it's the same thing with entrepreneurs. You know, they want you, the society wants you to start a business because you create a job. You create a job for yourself, you hire other people, or whatever. So that's the theory behind this. Why are we bailing out Wall Street? They're the richest fucking people in the world. We give them billions of more dollars because we think they're important. Well, you go to any, you're in, where in Florida are you? Tampa or somewhere? Where are you?
Yeah, I'm in Tampa, the West
Tampa.
Coast, yeah.
Well, Tampa has a dozen programs or more to help entrepreneurs start businesses, grow businesses. And it's not just Tampa. It'll be your county, it'll be your state, it'll be nonprofit organizations, but none of them will advertise. Well, a good way to get a feel for this is, can you go online?
I can, I just can't share it with the software.
That's okay. I want to see your eyes when you see this. That's the only important part.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're online and go to find, FINDHELP. And your daughter could use this too a lot. Okay.
Yes. Findhelp.org,
Yes. How did you know that? Org.
because I've listened to you before.
Oh, I see.
And so now it wants you to put in a zip code.
Zip code, yeah. Put in your Tampa zip code.
Yeah. And there's 1,800 programs.
Okay, so you got 1,800 programs. Every one of those offices give away free money or help. 1,800 in Tampa. I mean, that's why people will go on the internet and they'll find 200 million, but on Google, but all of those will want money from you. This 1,800 programs there all give money to people. They give help, but they'll never call you. See, that's why you go on Google, they're paying to find you. And they're gonna, they're gonna beat on you forever until you give them money, right? Here, they're sitting, waiting. Are you old enough to remember the Maytag repairman?
I certainly am. he was tired because nobody would call him.
Yeah, Jesse White was the actor. Wow, okay, you just revealed yourself. They're more like that. They're waiting for you to call. And that's when you do it. That's why people, and the people that try to call the government, they get the wrong number because it's complicated, man. 40% of everything is that kind of stuff. And nobody knows what's there, and it's all called names that you wouldn't even think. We have what's in our own head looking for that. So you have 1,800. Okay, go up in the search bar again and put in, say your daughter's, you kicked her out of the house because she's not paying her way or something, and she has to rent somewhere. And she needs rent. So she goes up with that little search bar and puts rent.
Type in rent.
Do you see on the left-hand top side, there's a little,
NeedyMedorg, verification successful. Okay, it found 73
Right.
help pay rent for housing.
Right. See, so there's 73 programs that help people pay rent. Wow. I mean, people will call up a government office. Maybe they hear about a rent program. They say they're out of money, or you make too much money, or you don't qualify. Well, you got 77 more programs to figure out. It's like getting a job or anything. So the help is out there. We're not trained to do the work necessary to get it. I mean, you may get lucky and maybe the first one to do it and whatever. And they're the ones I used to put in my infomercial. the ones that, yeah, I went in my garage and made $1 million. Yeah, shit like that. And that sells books. But the reality is you're gonna have to do work. I mean, this stuff doesn't land in your, and it's on your side, it's not their side. And then we like to blame the government, so the government's fault. Whether it is or not, it doesn't matter to me. The stuff is there, you want to get it or not. You have a better way, go do it. But this is there. They give out an average of $18,000 to every adult in the United States. That's why people, not only some people get $8 million a day, and people like seniors, they get $65 a day, and so it's there. We don't train people, use it. We hear what's bad about the government. That's right, we're all bad. You come and see my business, I'm fucked up too. I don't do everything well. But we want everybody in life that's not us to be perfect, right? But us, oh, well, I have an excuse. It's not me. But everybody else, man, you don't answer that phone in one phone call, man, one ring, then you're just lazy, shiftless bureaucrats. You know? And now the current administration epitomizes all that. I mean, all these people just live off the government. Trump himself, I mean, his whole empire was built on government programs and property and real estate. His dad was always in court because he was using them too much or whatever. And that's it. In Trump's first book, he brags about his first $1 million deal was with the government property in Cincinnati. So it's all there. I mean, you see all the, you know, at the coronation, or what would we call it? No, swearing in, that's what we call it. the behind him were like a half a dozen billionaires, man. They know where the money is. And you know, if they're so smart and can create money, why do they have to come to the government to get our money? Yeah. Because they know it's easier.
So Matthew, you said you were actually in the government. You weren't really a lobbyist. What was your role when you first?
No, actually, I was Vietnam was my role.
Right.
I was a naval officer back in Vietnam, and then I came out looking for a job and said, oh, as a naval officer, I could get a GS-9. So I came to Washington, tried to get a government job, and the more I was getting closer to jobs, something I felt I didn't want to do. So I got an MBA in computers. I started a software company that failed. I became a computer science professor in local colleges, and then we started business. Then my MBA was in management information systems and showing management how to get information outside their company, not inside. This is back in the 70s. So we had computers then, but they were IBM computers bigger than my room. And I was a coder and all that kind of stuff. But I wanted to get information to management to make decisions. And the important decisions were about what was going on outside their company. The computer took care of information inside their company, payroll, manufacturing stuff. But, you know, since the oil embargo, America realized that you know, some little country halfway across the world brought us to our knees because of the price of oil. And so that's what you have to keep track of, your competitors, technology, government regulations, what's going on in the world that's going to affect your business more than Sally at the, you know, the receptionist or whatever. And that's what I was trying to do. I was designing something called the External Management Information System. You know, after you get a degree, you start talking like that. Nobody knew what I was talking about because probably I didn't either. So I was trying to, because I wanted them to monitor these things. Nobody wants to spend that much. Then I got trapped into mergers and acquisitions because they're the people that wanted information outside their organization. And then I was, well, they said, well, yeah, we want to start a chain of pasta stores. And this was actually Procter & Gamble. Somebody on the board of directors, hey, let's get into pasta, you know, somebody. And I hired a guy like me to find out the market for pasta. So being in Washington and before the internet, all the information you could get were in the libraries. And Washington had more libraries than anybody else in the world. And so there'd be a pasta library, almost anything. Well, actually, I'd go to the Department of Commerce and find the market studies they had on this market study. And then also the librarian would tell me, oh, you want to talk to, you know, Charlie down the hall here. He's our pasta expert in the government. So I'd go down and talk to Charlie, and he was just, you know, this is some GS 14, 15 or something like that. Spent the last 20 years studying pasta. You know, he spends millions of dollars getting market studies and everything to make sure the pasta business is doing okay. And I get to see him, and nobody knows he's there. He's been studying this for 15 years. No one's asked him a question. His wife's sick of hearing about it. So I would come in and ask him about it. The problem was getting out of his office. And he'd load me down with all these studies and stuff like that, and he'd be so excited. So I'd take that information. I'd plagiarize it, really what it is. But nothing in the government is copyrighted. But I'd thank him in the introduction, and I'd sell it for thousands and thousands of dollars to Fortune 500 companies. And that's why I said, if a schmuck like me from Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania could walk into an office and get this stuff, why the hell doesn't everybody do this? See? Everybody thinks it's magic, and that's my mission now in life, and I've been at it 50 years, is trying to figure out how to realize, number one, 40% of this economy is there to help you, not to get money from you. We have people who do this that are really, it's the loving part of society. Capitalism is the hooker part of our society. They'll love you for money.
Not sure if I ever heard it expressed that way, but I can see what you mean.
But they're doing it for love. They want to help people. I mean, wouldn't it be a great job? You're sitting there and, yeah, I'm giving out hundreds of thousands of dollars to people every day. That's Santa Claus. And that's their job. And so we have a society that has that. And we're not training people to do it, And what bothers me more even, I don't know, data. I mean, we're the richest people in the world, right? Okay, this is a graph of the poverty rate of all the rich countries. There's about 35 of them. And we're number one. We have more percentage of people in poverty in this country than any other developed country. And how can we have more millionaires and billionaires, and we're number one in poverty? Man, we're number one in everything already. And that's what, like even now, I feel what's happening too is, look at data, I love data. If you look at our economy, like your daughter coming out of school now, okay. Well, wages, the red bar, is wages for the last 50 years for 90% of the country. So in the last 50 years, the average wage for 90% of us only went up like 30%. But guess who made very well? The top 10%. Man, you know, they went up 100%. So if our wages went up 30% in 50 years, but but everybody talks about inflation. Well, yeah, they are pissed because inflation went up 300%.
Wow.
So if your wage went up 30%, you're bailing water more every day. You can't stay ahead of that. You know, that's why people, and that's what I see now, we're arguing about, you know, tax cut and all that kind of stuff. To me, and so the people who are screwed can't live in this country anymore. It's getting worse and worse. And so do we give more programs? Or to me, I think what we should do is not give more programs, is to give more income. So it's, this part of society, they don't want to give more programs and they don't want to give more income. You know? And so it seems that instead of just fighting for more programs for people who need help, is these people, okay, are creating income for themselves, but not the rest of us. I mean, that's maybe a very biased point of view, and I'm sure you'll hear, you know, things from the other side, but there has to be something there, and the tools, and even if you put all that aside, what I really believe is that people in this country, majority are very good people. We all are. I mean, I have my asshole side too. I got some ex-wives you could call and verify that. Yeah. But it is good, but we have to reach at that. And then what worries me is that people don't believe there's good people, so they don't go out and look for help, because, you know, and there are people out there that want to help you. You know, I mean, just like Charlie with the pasta. And that's so you got 79 people to help you with rent. They get paid to help people with that problem. Now, who would ever think that? You know, it doesn't come to my mind, because we're also capitalist oriented. We forget there's another part of society that helps each other, and that's the good part. You know, the other part is, the sweets and the ice cream and stuff like that of society. It's fun to do, but the stuff that makes you really grow is your heart. It's the love part. And that's what this site is all about, is helping people because they're helping, because they're people. And we do a lot of that. And to try to teach people that it is there for you. So like your daughter or something, I don't know, with biology, at least she's into science, and I guess she's not looking for a job at NIH anymore, huh?
That's for sure. So Matthew, so a small business goes to this findhelp.org,
Yes.
finds some information.
Yeah.
But the next problem I hear is that now you've got to go and you're going to spend hours talking to them on the phone, figuring it out, and it's a long trek to actually get to the money. Is that false or true?
No, that's probably true.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. You want to do anything in life, that's going to be true. The problem is the marketing aspect. Think of it is that everybody on the internet says, no, just 2 minutes you'll be a millionaire. Just give me money.
Right.
So and that appeals to us because, oh fuck, I don't want to work either. So if you want to play basketball or football, I mean, you just don't go out there. You do it. You gotta do it, and there's people to help you do it. The problem is, see, if you don't get the help, then you're failing. Okay, you say, okay, this guy promises I'm gonna be a millionaire by Thursday night, and it doesn't happen. Then you get pissed, and then you build up that the world's against you. Yeah, no, that's not reality, and so we ignore that, and then we get pissed off and do something we hate, and get mad at the rest of the people.
So the government wants to give you money, but you still have to play by the rules. You have to find out where it is and get to it. Do you start federal, or is Find.org, is that local?
Yes, and if you're an entrepreneur, that would be put and see what they have for business there. Because SBA had a great website that gave you, like 20 places locally for business, and they cut that down to a fraction of what it was. And Trump did that just a couple of weeks ago. But this has some of it, and I'll show you other places for government.
So find help, and where else do you want me to go?
Findhelp.org, okay?
Yeah.
And then put in your zip code, and then put in business.
I see. Put my zip code back in.
Uh-huh.
And is findhelp.org, is this a government site?
No, it's a nonprofit. There's two sites like this. There's the Find Help, and there's another one called 211.org. That's sort of like United Way. They sort of keep track of, United Way are the good do good people in your community. That's where they have fundraising for nonprofits and stuff like that. So United Way keeps track of that. But this is a private organization that I think does it better than United Way, findhelp.org.
So I typed in my zip code, 1,815 programs, and now you want me to type in business?
Right, up on the left-hand corner,
Okay, I type in business, and I get 96 results.
Right,
Veterans
so
business
there's 96
outreach, small business loans.
Yeah, there's 96 people that are, the key here is nonprofit and government offices. Now, here's another thing I want to show you, and I think AI is great, and it doesn't cost money, because AI is Google without ads, see? But if you go to Google, you get 200 million websites. You go to, actually, here's a link. I want to go to this link I put up. It's tiny, TINY, URL.com/let's-go shit. What is it?
Let's go shit.
No, I think it's small business. Let's see. I forget what it is. It's too early. This is a sample report from ChatGPT, and anybody could use this. Let's go business.
LESKOBUSINESS. Let's Go Business.
Yeah.
Okay, get free money and help to start expand any profit. It looks like it's a document, a Google document.
Right, it's a Google Doc, something I put up. Actually, I have another one I want to show you
Make an
too.
appointment, win free business mentors and counselors.
Right.
250,000 in forgivable loans. It's a great way to 200 grand. It's amazing and sad at the same time, Matthew, that all these exist and
Absolutely.
nobody knows where they are.
Absolutely, my heart hurts.
Yeah, right.
You know, to do. Oh, the other one too, this is how to find it for your organization. tinyurl.com/Let's Local Business. I just put this up a day or two ago. At 82, I forget a lot of shit.
Yeah, it's just your birthday recently.
Yeah, a couple days ago.
Yeah, 82 years old. Let's Go Business.
No,
No,
Let's Go Local Business, LOCAL. So you want to find business help for where you live.
tinyurl.com/Let's Go Business.
Let's Go
Local Business.
Yeah, Let's Go Local.
It says I need access. Google Docs.
So when you put
tinyurl.com/LESKO, then LOCAL, local, and then business BUSINESS. Hit
And what-
return. It says at Google Docs I need access.
Can you, anything there to click on?
It says request access. I just,
Yeah, okay, click on it, see what that does.
so the request has been sent to you to grant access.
Oh, fuck, I know what happened.
Yeah, I know what happened too.
Yeah.
I'll make sure to put these all in the show notes.
No, okay, this will work. I have to go in and say it's open to everybody. That's what I do. I just put this up recently.
Yeah, glad to help.
Yeah.
And has there ever been a point, Matthew, where your mission, you kind of pulled back on it, you got frustrated?
Oh, every day, but all of life does that to you. That's why you have to, your motives have to be bigger than that.
Right.
You know, and if it isn't, that's why the older I get, the more I realize that your heart is smarter than your brain. Because if you're using your brain, you'll get all these expert advice and they'll tell you what succeeds and what doesn't succeed. And most of that stuff won't work. You'll get pissed off and give up and get another shitty job you hate. Yeah. And
So what's your advice when dealing with these entities that want to give the money out? What's your advice there?
you just be nice as hell.
Right.
I mean, that's the only currency you have in the equation. You don't have money. They don't take money. They already got paid. So from their standpoint, they could help you for free for the next month and a half and get paid the same or hang up on you after you say hello. Yeah. So it's a people business.
And they don't get bonuses based on how much money they
How much money they give away?
Yeah, no, they don't, right? There's no incentive by them.
Right.
Are there satisfaction surveys?
Yeah, they do have those, but they don't pay attention to them much, to tell you the truth. Yeah.
Wow, I see. So your only currency is just to be nice and ask a lot of questions.
Man, you know it. And to me, is humor. You get them to laugh, man, because you're pissy at them, they can hang up and nothing bothers
Right.
them.
They
And
don't
why talk to you? You know, you're going to be
Right.
miserable, make them miserable today. So they're right for a nicer person to call.
And it has to be on the phone. It's not over
Oh.
email.
It's better, the more you could do on the phone. I don't know when you were in college or school, but this is what brown nosing is. You know, I learned this about. I was a professor too. When people come to see me in office hours, even the dumbasses, you know, somehow they got smarter. It was harder to flunk them when I know them personally. You know, but somebody who was really failing, sitting in the back of the room, I know just that lazy son of a bitch doesn't deserve.
Right.
So it's the same. It's information now to me is more important using people, not less important. Because it's that's where it is. There's too complicated to do. You think you know what's going on in the internet. You don't. You can't. And particularly in government, they have words for stuff you don't know. I mean, like, you want a grant from the government? Well, 80% of the free money given out is not even called grants. So you're asking for a government office for a grant, and they're looking down their check. No, we don't have any. But they have 15 other things that aren't called grants that are free money you could use. So they're called direct payments or loans you don't have to pay back, and all this kind of stuff. And that's why you have to go in dumb. And you don't, but we all want to act smart. Oh, I need a grant for $50,000 to do X, Y, and Z, and I'm so important. No, fuck, I don't know what I'm doing, and I need help. That's where you get help. If you're a smart ass, think you know what they have and think you know what you need and things like that, you don't. So to me, you cut off too much when you play that game. If you call up, people want to help people. They don't want to help people don't need help. So, and so it's easier for them to help you, easier for them to stretch their mind and say, oh yeah, you know what you could really use? Charlie down the hall has something better that would be for you. And that's the way to live. That's the only way. And that I think requires more. I've been doing this for 50 years, and I did that. I started believing that and that before you did research in libraries, because that was so hard. Now, the internet sort of put me out of business because I was selling reference books. And now people are more important because you put in anything in Google and you get 200 million answers. You got a bigger problem than you started with. And you have to find the people that know that stuff. So you don't waste you want a plumber who never fixed a toilet before, it's going to take him all day to figure it out, Somebody who fixed 100 of them, he's in and out in 20 minutes, or you try to fix it yourself, oh, I got to go buy tools now. I don't have all that kind of stuff.
What's the craziest or the most surprising, grant or reimbursement you've ever come across?
I think the most amazing thing in my life that I've been able to make a living out of this. I mean, I grew up in a community of mostly Jewish businessmen, talking about Matthew, you got the margins and all this kind of stuff. And I remember going home and, I got a business where I get stuff for free and I sell it for as much as I can. Man, and even my first New York Times bestseller was a book I plagiarized from the government printing office. Yeah.
I heard you say this before. You sold a lot of copies of that book.
Absolutely. New York Times bestseller, and I flunked English. So I tried to find that English teacher who flunked me. I told you it didn't matter.
Are there still COVID programs available?
Yes, but sort of like, I was dinner last night with somebody who has long COVID. Some people still have this stuff. And yes, but don't worry about any of that stuff. To me, the key is finding people, talking to them about your problem, okay? And those two links you have, it's having the sources to contact. And it's like looking for a job. If someone says, go to the internet and get a job, or here's 50 places in your city that are hiring people. What do you want, go to the internet or go to those 50 places? That's sort of what it's about. And you don't know, and that's why you just ask for help. They know you need a job. They know you need money. Yeah, everybody wants fucking money. So you're not helping. But God, I just lost my job and I need help and I'm thinking of starting a business or whatever. I mean, people can relate to that. Not some cocky bastard saying, hey, all I need is $100 million, man, I'll show you what this world needs.
And it's not just for businesses.
Oh, absolutely.
Right, Matthew?
Absolutely.
It's for individuals as well.
Absolutely, more so. But the business people know the value of this. The individual doesn't. I mean, it's for any part of life. You want to buy a house, fix up a house, pay rent, pay mortgage. I just showed you for rent. The same thing for anything. You go in, and I've done this in Tampa area. If you put in home repair, there are probably 100 or so programs in Tampa area for home repair. And actually, I just wrote up there's a program there in Tampa that are giving $10,000 for roofs, because you get all this hurricane stuff.
Yeah.
There's 30,000 people that started the application and didn't complete it.
Wow.
30,000. So it's that. It's education. It's training. Another thing, actually, for entrepreneurs, go to CareerOneStop.org. Tell them you want to start a business. They're the organization that gets you jobs. And starting a business is now an official job title. So they help you become an entrepreneur. They have money programs and everything. Depends on where you live. See, it's all different. It's all dependent on where you live. Yeah.
That was Find Career. What was that, Earl?
Career One Stop. I'm sorry. CareerOneStop.org.
Wow.
Yeah. Or you want
so much out there.
Here's some other things. Medical is important. Medical. People aren't covered. We'll have less people being covered maybe if Trump gets his way. But there's a wonderful website called Needy, NeedyMedS.org. NeedyMeds.org. And if you go there now, you will see it's like customer savings or consumer savings, a tab on top. If you click on that, you will see on the left-hand side how to find free medical help, free and low-cost clinics where you live.
Amazing.
Dental help, free and low-cost dental help, free and low-cost prescription drugs, even money to live on while you're recovering from something, transportation to go see somebody, a doctor in another city, state, or whatever. All this stuff that people that will actually get rid of your medical bills. See, as an entrepreneur, what I think too, you need to know about all this stuff for you because you're trying to live yourself. So if you get a hospital bill, and actually go to the hospital, all of a sudden, oh, I got a $5,000 bill. What the hell is this? Well, there's organizations that will fight that for you, and you don't have to pay, but you don't know. They're going to bill you. The hospitals are run by Wall Street now, so they're really after the money. And so they don't have an incentive to tell you about the programs that you don't have to pay.
Matthew, has there been anything in the last month or so that you changed your mind on?
I was trying to think of a smart-ass answer, but we all do, man. It's so important. I know less, and my biggest thing in life now is your heart is smarter than your brain. You got to trust your heart more than anything else. And you have to keep that heart open. And the last couple of years in my life, what I've been doing is trying to love more. I mean, I don't know about you, but growing up in the 50s as a guy, you never even said the goddamn word. And in my house, I don't think I ever heard it. I mean, we're all nice people, but it was just nothing, particularly guys. And so my whole life has been that way. And now, recently, really, just saying the word love opens my heart somehow. Telling other people I do that. Like even our community now, we have, instead of writing books and things like that, I have a community of about 15,000 people, and I call it a loving community because we try to love each other to help each other. That's what love is. To me, love is helping someone do what they want to do. It's not telling people how to live their lives. No, it's trying, because nobody knows what the fuck to do with their lives. What gives me the audacity to think I can tell somebody else what to do with their life? And I can't figure out, every day I wrestle with that myself. And so what we should do in loving is ask people what their problems is or what they need help with and try to help them with that. It's, I think it's the only way to live, like raising kids. To me, it was like showing them opportunities, not, you should do this because it's easy. Yeah, work for you, but we're all different. Trying to make a petunia into a rose, you're not going to do that. And you got to find what they're ready to grow at, and we all are grow, because if we're not in the right pot, then we can't grow. And all of us went, oh, what's going to make us $1 million? And all this kind of stuff. Okay, you could maybe grab something there and a little bit of something that may help you, but you got to find out what's right for you. And that's what the best thing that happened to me is failure. Because then I got all that shit out of my head, when I failed, because man, I got an MBA, did all this thing, doing these things that were all failing. God, I'm working my ass off. I'm failing. and I'm not having fun. And that's why I said, I got to flip this around. I mean, this is a crazy way to live. Not have fun because maybe 30 years from now I'll have fun. Oh man, I don't want to wait that long. And then waste 30 years just to maybe, see, nothing's guaranteed anyway. But you could guarantee something right now. And part of that is having fun now, because I feel when you're having fun, you're giving your best. And that's why if you want to love harder, you have to want to be there. You can't, manufacture that sincerity or whatever it is. And even helping people professionally, you got to want to be there. And that's where you give the best. And you become the best at something. Not because, oh shit, I want a new condo. And so how do we give our best? When we start giving our best, then we grow. That's the only way to grow. And then I feel, and when I get old like this, I can't get stronger, I can't get faster, I can't get smarter. All that shit's going downhill. But I can love harder. Yeah, you could love harder and harder till the day you die, and that's a cool thing. So with my work or personal, how do you open your heart more? Because that makes life a lot more comfortable. At least for me, we all have to figure this shit out ourselves, I think. But that's I never saw an MBA class on growing your heart.
That's wonderful, Matt. So I started my business in the 90s, and I was working way too hard, 14, 16-hour days. You're no stranger to this.
Right.
And next thing I know, I'm in front of the doctor, and she tells me that I'm at 340 pounds.
Wow, that's you?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And she says, if you don't lose this weight, you're not going to see your daughter graduate. And
Wow.
my oldest was just born. My youngest is the one who's graduating
Yeah.
next week. And so it scared the life out of me, Matthew. I'm driving home, pissed off. This is my pie hole. I did this,
Right.
punching the steering wheel. I took the next 6-7 months, lost about 130 pounds. And people ask me how, and you can't look at it as a finishing line, right? These are lifelong changes.
Oh,
So
God,
people
yes.
gain the weight back. Terrible. So when I tell this to people, they always say, what's the secret? What you do? And I say, there's no secret. Discipline.
Exactly.
That's how I got
Right.
it off. Willpower, focus, determination. Right. How does discipline play a role in your life, Matthew?
Well, I was a fat kid. And,
Really?
Everything. I fight weight every second of my life, and I'm 82 years old.
Really?
And my wife says that you think food is the enemy. Yes. And I fight it every day. I still do it nowadays too, because I feel better if I keep that weight down. And it's a job. I feel it's sort of like women in life have a little sexual harassment job they have to do every day. I mean, if you're a woman in this society, to me it seems like a side project you have to work on almost every day, no matter where you are, because of what's going on between men and women. And so that's a little job. So to me, my little job is just, fighting that food thing every day. And yeah, it is so hard. I found running. That's what I did when I got here. I started running for 50, 60 years. Probably I ran 4 or 5 miles a day.
Wow.
And that's what kept it off. But now, at 80, in the last couple of years, I was going out to run, my bones and everything. I remember talking to doctors earlier, say, oh, if you get 20, 30 years in running, you won't be able to run anymore. But I ran for 50 years. And
Wow.
but now it's the brain. I can't run because of the brain. I can't think that fast when I run. And I shuffle more, and I trip. I got 3 days in a row falling on my nose for no reason at all. I said, well, these days are over. And then I started walking, and to walk 6 miles, man, it takes a half a day. And so I go to the gym now and do the machines so I could get an hour and a half in there. And I do that almost every day of my life.
Now, you were in the military, you were
Yeah.
very blue collar, raising up there in
Yeah.
Wilkes Barre. Was discipline kind of instilled? Love was never
No,
talked about in the house?
I was, no, we're pretty laissez-faire. My dad was a small business. We had I worked in his factory, he and a partner, and they manufacture baby clothes. I hated every minute of it. No, I was a smart-ass kid. Flunked out of most schools and barely got there. Thrown out of schools, but not for mischief, for just being a clown. I was so bored in school, I'd entertain myself. Yeah, but then I knew, I don't know, something, I knew there's so much out in the world, and I had to get out of Wilkes-Barre. I went away to college at Marquette in Milwaukee. I got in because I flunked out of a Jesuit prep school, I think. And they were looking for kids on the East Coast, and there were a whole bunch of us dummies had low SAT scores that got in out there. So they let me in. I sneaked through. And then and the draft was on, so I couldn't. I said, well, maybe I'll go to law school. That sort of sounds neat. And I took the LSATs. And oh shit, I got 2 above plant life. Nobody's gonna do that. So I didn't. Well, I had nothing better to do, and I didn't want to get drafted because I'm not a camper. I couldn't see myself camping in the jungles. So I joined the Navy. You get clean sheets every night. And tell you the truth, I never had more responsibility again for the rest of my life. Teach me how to drive billion-dollar ships around the South China Seas. Then I was a diplomatic courier with a gun, traveling around Europe with a gun and on private planes. Yeah, I'm not private plane, but commercial planes. Yeah, delivering packages, and mailman with a gun. Yeah. But I was stationed in Scotland, and I was a golfer, so that was like being in the briar patch. But I was anxious. I wanted to get on with my life. I had things to do. I don't know what they were yet, but I was going to try a whole bunch of shit. And kept trying to get lucky. That's the only clue in life to me is you try 100 things now, always marketing and things, and you don't spend money trying because you don't know what works. The experts will tell you what works, but they're probably wrong. So you can't afford to do that. You blow your wad, and then you have to get another shitty job. So you do whatever you have to do with as little money as possible. There's always ways to do that now more than ever. Before, like when I grew up, man, if you wanted to sell something, you had to have a store, right?
Right.
And that's a couple $100,000. Now you have $20 on your Etsy, and you have a store. Now it's all about getting customers. That's why people worry about business. Well, I have to get the LLC. I have to do this. I have to get, the licenses. I have to get, the accountants and the lawyers and all. Bullshit. You need nothing when you start a business except a customer. You're going to waste your time and your money if you follow the advice on how to start a business, because it's all people selling you those services, and they know how to tell you that you're going to die if you don't have this stuff. No. If it's anything with the government, it's going to take them 3 years to find you, and you'll be out of business by then anyway. You don't have to worry about registering unless it's like a food business or something. So you just go out and look for customers, and now with social media, customers for free. You don't have to buy ads, and that's where I started making money even when I was bigger. I started buying ads, and they didn't work. And then I said, geez, I can't afford that. You go to a place they're selling ads. How much is it? Well, it's worth this dollar amount to them, not to you. You have to figure out what it's worth to you. And when I was paying what it's worth to them, I was never making money. And then I figured out, well, they have a lot of ads, but they don't sell all the ad time. So like if you're a television station, remember, we're watching TV, in the middle of the night, you saw Smokey the Bear and all this kind of stuff in the ads, because they couldn't sell it, so they put PSAs on it. Well, instead of putting a PSA that didn't give the station money, I said, hey, run my commercial and I'll give you half the money, because I could track where they're from with a special 800 number. Yeah, they do that. Like CNN, I made a ton, because they didn't sell all their time all the time, and they put my ad on, and we'd share the profit, and it was all plus. But first I did it, I was a professional guest, and I'd go on talk shows and give my 800 number. Man, yeah. And I remember doing Letterman, I'd sit there, I'd do 7 minutes, and I'd stop in the middle, and somebody have to buy an ad for $50,000, and they come back to me, and I'd get 5 more minutes for free.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Yeah, Larry King, Letterman,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, those spots.
I was a professional guest, because they
Yeah,
know
yeah.
I learned early that media was all about entertainment. It's not about what you know, it's how you do it. They're buying not what you say, they're buying how you say it.
So you stopped writing books, and now you have this free letsgo.com that helps people in
Right.
businesses?
It's called letsgohelp.com.
Let's Go.
And there you get unlimited free help from members. I mean, we got 15,000 people helping each other. Like today, there'll be 4 or 5 hours of free Zoom calls of members that are live. You could ask them questions, how they got the money. And then also, what I'm shocked, when I started this thing, I just have a subscription to something, so I have some revenue to pay my rent. And I didn't want to charge a lot of money. Everybody said I had to charge a lot of money, and I understand that if you have to rich people, because capitalism is you get as much money as you can. But I didn't want to do that. I wanted to get people this information who didn't have money. So I didn't want to play that game. So I wanted to do $20, and that's all it is, $20 a month. You get unlimited free help to apply to every program you're eligible for. And more importantly, we also give grants. So this has shocked me. I thought I'd have to be Bezos or his ex-wife to be able to give away money. But no, now, because it's so profitable at $20, we give away $50,000 to $70,000 every month to our members, back to members.
Wow.
They just give one sentence why they need money, and we pull out $50,000 worth and give it to them.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. What motivates you now, Matthew?
What motivates me now, growing my heart. The more I love, the more I try to help people, the better I feel. And that's why, to me, giving is selfish. We don't realize how selfish it is, and the members do that. Because I got members helping. I don't have to answer questions anymore. The members love doing it because they see how good it feels. And they help each other. That's why I thought, oh, if I did this, I can't. How many people can I help? I'm only one person. So if I'm charging $1,000 an hour, I could, that'll be nice business. But charging $20 an hour, that's not much of a business. How many, my time. But when 15,000 people are helping them, and they're doing it free, that's a nice business.
Big difference. So given that motivation of your heart, happiness, how do you measure success?
Oh, if my heart is happy. Because you have to fight it every day. We live in a society where people are telling you that's stupid, or here's what happiness is, you with a cocktail on the beach or some shit like that. And it isn't. Happiness is giving, but you have to first get yourself straight. You have to be strong enough to give to other people first. So if your life is screwed up, and that's what I mean, to me, these programs, that's what they're for you to get out of debt, or get a better job, or start your own business, because that will make you happy. And so you have to work on you first, and that's what I hope the work does too, show people how they can get steady and solid so they can help other people. And to me, the ideal life is helping other people and getting paid for it.
Yeah, Matthew, I love what you're doing, and I know we had a couple issues trying to schedule this. I appreciate your flexibility.
Uh,
But thank you so much for that. Next time I'm in the DC area,
Yeah.
perhaps we'll get a cup of tea.
yeah, text me when you're in town, so I know. Okay.
Sounds good. I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much. You be well.
You bet. Thank you.
Matthew, you're so good at this. Why don't you have a podcast?
Oh, because that's a job. That I have to do it. I do. I mean, I do 3-4 videos every day.
Yeah.
But it's on YouTube mostly, and little clips on the others. But no, I'm always on it, communicating with people. That's why, to me, every opportunity I could talk to somebody is a wonderful gift, that I may be able to give something to another person that could. I mean, I feel like Superman. I know a phone number that may help your life. Fuck. I had to go to a priest for that, I thought.
Absolutely amazing.
And that's what's fun. No,
Yeah, I mean, you look great, 82 years old. I hope I'm like you when I'm 82.
well, I think it is. It's living more from the inside out. You want to give more, and then, yeah, that's why we have to be careful of the bad parts of capitalism. There's good parts and there's bad parts, like everything. If everybody was giving, then nobody would produce something. Somebody's got to make the income.
The hooker part.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, incredible.
Yeah.
Well, you're number 630. My editor will put all this together. We drop on Wednesdays. It'll probably drop in about 2 weeks. So you'll get an email from my team today, and then an email a week before it's going to drop.
Great. Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
No, you're a sweet guy. Thank you. And did you grow up in Florida?
No, I'm from New Haven.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I play golf as well, and I want to golf 12 months of the year. And once I became empty nest, Matthew,
I see.
I was wintering down here, and then I just bought a place a year ago, so I'm
really?
down here full time. Plus, there's no income tax down here.
Yeah. No, I understand.
It's expensive in the Northeast. I don't need to tell you, right?
Right, exactly.
And why do you stay there?
I like Washington, D.C. I live downtown now, and I always liked urban. I could walk the 30 restaurants in two blocks or 3 blocks. I have national parks here. It's the vibe of the city, and it's a city that there's no local news. The local news here is international news, so it's not local. You won't see a garbage strike on the front page. You'll see Trump doing some weird ass thing.
Sure. Well, he's overseas now, so we still get to hear from him. Thank you so much for your time, Matthew. You be well. You'll hear from my team very soon.
Okay, thank you.
Take care. Bye now.
Bye. YouTube. I'd like to get. I lost my video that I was on with that guy, and I can't find it in my tray. Trayvon. Let me see. But I'll answer some questions before. Don't leave yet. Cancel. Force quit. Yeah, let's see what's there. Finder, Google, and Instagram. For your quick player, maybe that's it. Okay, YouTubers, let's help some people today. Okay. Let's see. I'll try to get online. Maybe I'll get online here and see that. Okay, bear with me a minute. Okay. Let's see. Switch accounts. Okay, want that one. Live. Okay, where are you? No, I don't want that. Okay. Okay, I think I see there now. Okay, who needs help with something? Diane. Oh, this is my new Frontier favorite pro. Oh, how nice of you. Sherry, that's nice. Diane, you think Trump is weird? Have you looked in the mirror? Oh, yes, I know I'm weird. But no, this is me, and then he's doing him. Yeah, you're right. How does this own makeup? How does he do his own makeup? I don't. I mean, I don't use makeup. I used to. They used to do that more. Who picked the foundation shade? Has Trump looked in the mirror? Okay, I know, right? I had a couple of his books too. Oh, nice. Thank you, Miss Lisa. Good morning. Let's me your book. I had the book. Oh, you're the one. Thank you. Sorry for the fact your teeth are. Oh, really? I had braces in 8th grade or something. I hated them. I took them off. Oh, that's nice of you to say that. My Lord, blessing, you are right. Oh, thank you. Oh man, it's you. I remember you. Hi, Zachary. Thank you. Yeah, the commercials don't work anymore. Your book. I had the book. Wonderful. Don't realize you were famous. Didn't realize, but now I know why you are. Thank you. Scrolling past, I see this guy. And that now, this guy is going to have some wisdom. And I too, oh, that's nice. Even though I look like a clown, you think there's wisdom. Like, and I mean, I just talking from the heart. We all struggle. Nobody has the answer. Hey, oh, are you Diane Burkham? Are you 82? Oh, maybe that was for me. Who needs help? I just think Matthew Lesko is the smartest person ever listened to. Oh, wow. Wow. I got some ex-wives, maybe. I won't agree with that. In the shadow of God, you'll be kicking yourself. Come on, anybody who needs help for something? What do you need money for? What do you need help for? What do you want to do? That's what I show people. Anger dwell in the bosom of the fool. Oh, that's good. What's your net worth? Happiness. Love you, man. Thank you, John. I like the lounge shack. Well, I don't know if you can see the pants. But, no, I think have fun. It makes people smile too when they go on the street dressed like this every day. Cannabis grants and grants for investing in Capro. Okay, Mark. That every city, if it's legal in your state, you probably have a grant for cannabis business in your state. That's in every state. Some of them give up to $150,000. They come and go. So you have to find out what's available in your state. What I would do is go to sba.gov/local-assistance. Okay, sba.gov/local-assistance. Go there, put in your zip code, and make an appointment, okay, with somebody, a consultant that will help you for free, okay? Doctor, bro, I'm missing you on the late IT. Yeah. The school district keeps blocking them. High school needs to grant permission. I don't know about what that means. Any grants for dental work for seniors? Yes. Go here. Let me give you a phone number. Okay, 800-677-1117. Okay, that's called the Elder Care Locator. Call them up because there are certain programs for seniors. I have one now. Use one as a senior, and they only charge me $50 for anything. Yeah, that's it. Actually, yesterday was free. Okay, here's another one. You want to go is NeedyMedorg. Go to that website, and you'll see on the left-hand column, there's look on top. There's tabs on top. One of it's called Consumer Savings, and you'll see a listing of free and low-cost dental clinics at NeedyMeds.com. Tammy, you're here. I was just doing a podcast, so That's why I wasn't on Let's Go Help. We need help to find money for the upkeep of Little Community Cemetery. Nobody wants to volunteer anymore. Okay. I'm trying to think. I mean, there's a bunch of ways to do that. You have to be, I would start by calling your elected official, because this is something in the community. Okay, call this number. This is the Capitol Hill switchboard. Capitol Hill switchboard. Okay, and you ask for you have 2 senators and a congressman. You call all 3 offices and make an appointment to talk to somebody there to find out how can you get money and help for that. Now that's just a start, okay? But that's a good place to start. Okay, who else needs something? Because they want you to fix up the neighborhood. That's what the elected officials are. Mark, ask him directly about what you need. What do you need, Mark? Who's Mark? Mark my words? Who's Mark? Mark, Diane. Yeah. Tell me what. And see, when I give you something, number one, you have to call. You have to talk to people. Don't tell them you need money. Tell them you need help and see how they could help you. And if they cannot help you, then what you have to do is ask them for other suggestions about who may be able to help you. Any grants for free money. Vincent, if you're having trouble, go here. Go to findhelp.org, put in your zip code, and then search under financial assistance. Okay, and you'll find 100 to 200 organizations in your zip code that give out free financial assistance, okay? You don't believe me, do you? Okay, well, the only way you're gonna know for sure is you try it. And if you try it and don't call anybody, and if you try it and you think you could get the help you need by making one phone call, that's not gonna work either. You have to get that list of people who get paid to help you get help with financial assistance. And you may have to make a half a dozen, 2 dozen calls to get it. If you have an easier place to do it, you go do it. But you don't, I don't think. And the other option is go to Google and you'll never get it there. 1990, funny dressed guy. 2025, creepy old guy. Yeah. You are so, thank you. Gigi, I just found out I owe $1,600 in taxes and we were both. Okay, there's help for that. IRS ombudsman. Okay, where the hell did you go? Oh, that's where that is. Okay, go to this link. This is called the IRS. They will help you. You don't have to pay all those taxes, remember. But you have to work with them about how to do it. The IRS taxpayer advocate, and the other one is IRS. Here, IRS.gov, and then search for offer in compromise. Okay, so make an appointment with a taxpayer advocate, okay? Okay, so IRS taxpayer-advocate. Make an appointment. I have a podcast called Video Marketing Mayhem. Would you be interested? Yes, yes. Tell me, you could email here. Okay, Let's Go Publicity or Let's Go Free Radio. Okay. Yeah, a lot of those programs are still in the book from the 90s. Yeah, the programs are forever. Islanders are working. It's better for them to get partial payment over time and try. Well, there's an offer and compromise that doesn't go over time. It's just you make a deal now. So check with them, call them. You have to call them. Don't call an accountant or anything because they're going to take a piece of the money. Oh my God, thank you so much. I always love those. Like, oh yes. Well, let's see. The SBA in Michigan can't help with cannabis because they are federally funded and it's not federally. Well, no, you don't go there. No, SBA is just a place to find other places that give out money. If you want to, let me give you a report that will show you all the free money places where you live for your business. But I made it recently, but I screwed up and I didn't make it open to everybody, and that's a bad thing I did. I don't want that. No podcast data. No. Okay. No, I want that. Sorry, I'm looking for. Yeah, I gotta get this open to everybody, okay? I gotta make this, download, share. That's what I want to share. Okay, restricted, that's what it is. Anyone with the link, okay. Okay, here's a report that will show you and train you how to find local money for business. Okay, it's not at the SBA. I show you how to use AI, okay? Free download. Local business grants, okay? Okay, SBDC said the same thing. Yeah, but that's only, you don't want money from the, SBA does not have money, okay? You have to find outside of that, okay? Look at that, what I just gave you, and you'll find like there's 30, 40, 50 organizations that are not SBA where you live that get money. Have someone please, he is helping for you. Free advice. Be Muslim the only way. How is that guy who Dibble? I don't know what Dibble means. Thanks, I always wanted to buy SBA in Michigan. Okay, I'll get it this time. Okay, any other questions? Come on, guys. I'm here. I'm live. Okay. Okay, guys. I'll see you. Don't look like no more questions. No more. See you soon. So it's letsgohelp.com. Okay, that's $20 subscription. Okay, unlimited free help to apply to every program you're eligible for. Okay, okay. So take care, guys.